Welcome back to the Middle Eight Football Podcast, the fastest 8 minutes in sports. I'm your host, Joe Burks. Let's break down week 5, already 5 weeks into the NFL season, as well as the MVP ladder so far. We're going to start with that. Starting with number 1, Josh Allen has not moved from that top spot last week. Despite the first loss of the season, he continues to play well. Then we have Matthew Stafford, who's just, again, he lost too, but the play was still good. I'm still convinced he can have a great full season under his belt. Dak Prescott, they got the win this week against the Jets. He had a fantastic game, 4 passing touchdowns, I believe, and he has been playing out of his mind the last couple weeks. Jonathan Taylor, 3 touchdowns. Colts get a blowout win over the Raiders. Puka Nacua leading in pretty much every receiving category besides touchdowns. Justin Herbert, Chargers lost this week, but again, can't discount those first 2 weeks of just amazing production. Diving into the games, we have New England versus Buffalo, the Sunday night game. What a win for the Patriots, who now moved to 3-2. A big win in this new Mike Vrabel era. Quarterback Drake May once again proving that he is that franchise quarterback. It looks like we were in the midst of a real breakout. He's looked good since his rookie year. This is not a surprise how well he's playing. But what a game for the Drake May to Stephon Diggs connection. And Diggs' return to Buffalo, the team he played for just a few years ago. 12 targets, 10 receptions, 146 receiving yards. He made a couple fantastic catches on some incredible Drake May throws down the field. They looked really good together. A couple other Patriots notes. I'm just waiting for them to really start using their second-round rookie running back TreVeyon Henderson more. He's such a fantastic playmaker. Rhamondre Stevenson fumbled again. He's continued to have those fumbling issues like he did last year, I believe. I'm just wondering when Mike Vrabel is going to make that switch. Also, just a great game for the Patriots defense overall. I was impressed by their secondary. Detroit versus Cincinnati, a big win for the Lions. Jared Goff threw 3 touchdowns. Jake Browning back at quarterback for the Bengals. Obviously, Joe Burrow still out with that injury. He threw 3 interceptions. At that point, kind of hard to win if you throw 3 interceptions. Kind of sank the game for the Bengals. Makes you wonder if they're going to look at a different backup quarterback option moving forward. I'm not so sure. Zach Taylor expressed a bit of confidence in Browning despite the loss. And then when you look at some of the stat lines offensively for the Bengals, Jamar Chase had 110 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's awesome. But he also had 3 tackles. If you can guess where those 3 tackles come from, it's not that hard. They were from Jake Browning's interceptions. This offense has a lot of highs and a lot of lows. Late in this game, in what you would call garbage time, they got a bunch of touchdowns. But early in the game, those turnovers just absolutely killed. And Detroit, big win. Washington versus the Los Angeles Chargers. Washington comes out with the victory. Jaden Daniels, his return to action, missed a couple weeks with a knee sprain. He looked accurate and poised as ever, leading Washington to the win. Bill Krosky-Merritt, the rookie running back, everyone loves him, especially if you have him on your fantasy team. He took 14 carries for 111 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns, a whopping 7.9 yards per carry. 5 sacks from the Commanders helped out a lot in this win. We know that the Chargers are missing a couple of key offensive linemen, including, I believe, both their tackles, and Justin Herbert was under a ton of pressure. And it doesn't help that their star rookie running back, Amari Hampton, was spotted in a walking boot after the game after suffering an ankle injury. As an Amari Hampton fantasy manager, that is not good news for me. We can go ahead and move on to Tennessee versus Arizona. The Titans getting their first win of the season, and what a game it was. A ridiculous comeback victory for Tennessee. Arizona was up 21-6, I believe, in the 4th quarter. A couple plays really facilitated this comeback for Tennessee. One of them was Amari DeMarcado, running back for the Cardinals. Obviously, the Cardinals are down a couple players in their backfield, so some backups are stepping up. He had a monster 70-something yard touchdown run and dropped the ball before he crossed the goal line. How many times have we seen this happen this season? There was also a ridiculous play where there was a tipped pass from Cam Ward that resulted in an interception by Dadrian Taylor Demerson, the safety for the Cardinals, and then he just dropped the football, an unforced fumble, and was recovered by the Titans for a touchdown in the end zone. But it's not just because of the Cardinals that the Cardinals lost, well, that's a big reason. Cam Ward played a fantastic 4th quarter, several just deep bombs to Calvin Ridley, a couple really nice throws with amazing touch down the field. What a win for Cam Ward and this Titans team. Moving on to Tampa Bay versus Seattle, it was probably the game of the week. These quarterbacks went to work in this game. Baker Mayfield, 29 for 33, 87.9 completion percentage. That's insane. 379 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Sam Darnold, 28 for 34 passing, 82.4 completion percentage, also great. 341 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. But they have totally revived their careers on new teams. Darnold obviously had started in Minnesota, now he's in Seattle looking great, and then Baker's been amazing in Tampa for a couple of years now. In the end, it was a game-losing interception from Sam Darnold that gave the Buccaneers great field position for a game-winning field goal from Chase McLaughlin. We can just zoom through the Colts-Raiders game. Not much to talk about. 40-6, a blowout win for Indianapolis. I love it as a Colts fan. Geno Smith, again, throws multiple interceptions. He's up to 9 interceptions on the season in only 5 games. They do have Kenny Pickett as their backup quarterback if they choose to turn to him if it gets bad enough. But again, the Colts defense dominated without their top 2 corners, Kenny Moore and Jalen Jones. But the question is Pete Carroll, obviously the Raiders head coach, is he gone by the end of the season if they keep playing this poorly? It has not been a strong start to the season from Las Vegas, and the ownership will be looking for answers. Giants versus Saints. The Saints pull out the win. Jackson Dart, quarterback for the Giants, played fine, but the turnovers didn't help. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, along with over 200 passing yards for him. Solid day. But Cam Scatterbo, the rookie running back for the Giants, also fumbled. Another solid game for Spencer Rattler, quarterback for the Saints. 20 for 30, a touchdown, no interceptions. Will the team roll with him in 2026 instead of rolling the dice on a quarterback? I think if he continues to play like this, he's earned a shot at the starting job for sure. Dallas versus the New York Jets. Dallas comes out with a dominant win. The Jets fall to 0-5. Dak Prescott, who was on our MVP ladder, looked elite. Once again, 18 for 29 passing, 237 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Really clean game from him. Javonte Williams looking like he's back in his college days at North Carolina. 16 carries, 135 rushing yards, and a touchdown. 8.4 yards per carry. That is an insane mark of efficiency. Ryan Flournoy, receiver for this Cowboys offense out of Southeast Missouri State, 6 catches for 114 yards. I am concerned for both of these defenses moving forward. They're both allowing over 30 points per game. That could be what kills the Cowboys' playoff chances later in the season. We'll have to see. Denver versus Philadelphia. What a fourth quarter comeback from the Broncos to hand Philly their first loss of the season. 18 points in the fourth quarter. Had 3 before that all game. The Eagles lose after leaning on their passing attack. Only score 7 points in the second half. This team seems to be unable to play consistent football on a half-to-half basis. I think Philadelphia will be all right in the end. The question is, why did Saquon Barkley only get 9 total touches, especially when you had the lead going into the second half? You'd think they want to run the football a ton, but that just wasn't the case. Miami versus Carolina. Bryce Young and the Panthers get the win, but oh my goodness, Rico Dowdle filling in for the injured Chuba Hubbard. 23 carries, 206 rushing yards, and a rushing touchdown. I mean, we've talked about some ridiculous efficiency from running backs on this podcast today, but 9 yards per carry. This backfield should be more of a committee, even when Chuba Hubbard returns. Rico Dowdle, one of the best rushing performances, maybe the best of the entire season. Bryce Young, quarterback for the Panthers, played a pretty decent game. Looks like Carolina's offense is finding a bit of rhythm. We'll see if they can take that into next week. But a strong game from Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa didn't end up mattering because Miami's defense allowed 239 rushing yards. Carolina's defense only allowed 19 rushing yards. That seemed to be the difference in the game. Houston versus Baltimore, just a blowout. Baltimore has everyone injured on both sides of the ball. The Texans win 44-10. The Ravens' season is looking more and more over after just a ridiculous number of injuries on this team. It's just sunk the early part of the season. We'll see if they can maybe get people back for a playoff push. It's looking less and less likely. And their last game of the week, Minnesota versus Cleveland, was the early game in Dublin, Ireland, I believe. And the Vikings come out with the win. It was a close win. But Justin Jefferson, keeps on producing no matter who is at quarterback. Rookie quarterback for the Browns, Dylan Gabriel, in his first career start, plays solid. Played some solid football. Wasn't asked to do too much, but overall a solid game. My prediction for tonight with the Chiefs and Jaguars game, I'm going to go with a little bit of an upset pick. It may have something to do with me going against Patrick Mahomes in one of my fantasy leagues, needing him to have a bad game to stay alive there. But let me take the Jaguars defense to disrupt this Chiefs offense. I'll go Jaguars 23-20. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Don't forget to follow the podcast on all platforms, especially social media. We are all over there. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys in the next one.